Alright, it's been about a week since the last video. My goal was about one a week. So what I did, or I am doing this weekend, I actually kind of already did, was actually not anything on the car here. It was actually more of cleaning my workspace, because that was kind of a mess before. You might have seen that in the last video. So what I wanted to do was clean off my workbench, clean some workspace, organize my tools, so the next projects I'm a little bit more organized. I'm not stumbling over myself trying to find things. But I want to record a video. So what I want to go through now is kind of what I've replaced on the Skyline so far, just kind of little odds and ends things that are, I don't know, kind of funny, you might find interesting, at least I did. It's a 25-year-old car, so it's not perfect. You're going to have things that you're going to have to replace, but really it's been pretty minimal so far. Nothing catastrophic or major, knock on wood, has really gone wrong so far. So let's go through a few things that I have replaced. First, what you saw in the last video, coilovers. So I still need to clean these off and get those sent into Apex. The reason I haven't done that yet is I realize that I have to go buy some rags, clean these off, and some degreaser actually just ran out. So I have to get some of that, and then I will clean those off. Alright, move that out. Next thing, really simple, air filter. So it uses, the Skyline here had one of those kind of mushroom style HKS filters. So it's a real HKS filter. It's kind of a foam material. Let's show you here. So it's the easiest air filter ever to install. Basically has a cage over it, take it off, put a new one on. They're pretty cheap, 20 bucks. They might let a little bit more through than some of the paper filters or reusable filters that you can get from like K&N or some other places, but these seem to work well. A lot of guys in Japan still use them, and it looks really cool when you pop the hood and you see the bright green filter there. Doesn't look like anything over here in the States. Next thing, speakers. So these are the speakers that were in the car. They are Kenwood's. Anyone cares? Model KFC 469. I don't know if these are original to the car, but as you can see, they are completely just gone. I mean, they are blown out. So they sounded really bad. So I replaced those with some Pioneers. It does have a Pioneer head unit in it from the guy in Japan, so it has some kind of neat Japanese writing or characters on there. So I changed those out. Sound a little better. They're not the best speakers. I have the rears hooked up. I can't figure out where the line is for that, so that's another project, kind of the interior side of things to go through. Next thing to go through, kind of another electrical thing. My passenger side window stopped working, so it wouldn't roll down. It was stuck up, thankfully. So what a lot of people think that it is this module right here, which is the window kind of relay, I guess you could say. And this is the one that was original to the car, so I assumed that was it. I actually had bought a new window motor. Actually, the S13 chassis window regulators work in the R32s, so I bought one of those and took the other one off. It worked, so I wasn't a whole lot of money, but both of them worked. It wasn't that, so I determined it was this. Bought a new one of these. They aren't super cheap. Replaced it, and still didn't work. So I was stumped, and I had both the door cards off multiple times trying to figure this out. And what it turned out being was the window lock button. A solder connection was basically broken on there, so all I had to do was resolder that little connection. Took about 10 minutes once I knew what I was doing, and we were good to go. So that was all fixed. And I realized that air filter is just putting dirt all over here. This thing is just falling apart. Next thing, which caused a slight emergency for me, was some fuel lines. So these are rubber lines, which are hard as a rock, pretty brittle. I walked out to the garage and I saw a puddle of gas under the car, and I'm like, that's bad. Turned out one of the fuel lines actually, I think it was this guy here. You can see where the clamp was. It just kind of wore through the rubber. It was 25-year-old rubber. So all I had to do was replace that. Friend Dustin helped me out with that. It was pretty easy, and that was the return line, so changed both lines out that were on there while we were under the car, and that was pretty good. Next thing is nothing I replaced. I just thought this was kind of funny. These are the JDM cup holders that were in the car. You see these a lot on Japanese cars when they come in the States. Basically, it's a cup holder that this part attaches to your air vent, so it clips in, and you put your drink in there. Really, really bad design. It moves around a lot. It also breaks the vents on your air vents. So the two that these were on, those vents are snapped in the Skyline. One of them I kind of fixed in place. Just kind of a little annoying thing. I could replace that later, but just as a heads up, if you do get a car from Japan and it has these, take them out. Oh, see, that fell out right away. Take them out right away and just don't use them. Fun fact though, the Skyline does not have any cup holders in it. There are some cool little kits and things you can get for cup holders in the center console, but this car doesn't have any, so keep the cap on the drink or just don't bring anything with you. That's about it for today. Kind of what I want to go through. Just a quick video. Next things, I'm going to be cleaning up these coilovers once I get the supplies and get those sent out to Apex. And then I think I'm going to work on tackling some of the engine bay things and polishing up some of the strut towers that we had. So until next time, see you later, guys.